Okay, it's time to talk a little spring football, Auburn spring football with our SEC insider Matt Zenitz. And we'll first talk about the quarterback situation, one of the biggest storylines coming into spring camp for Gus Malzahn and the Auburn Tigers. Obviously, Jarrett Stidham not coming back. He was the two-year starter for Auburn. So the big question mark is, who's next up? Who's on deck?
Time will tell. So it's a four-man competition at this point. The most interesting guy out of that group, I would say, obviously, Bo Nix, the five-star freshman coming in who have heard nothing but great things about. Just very advanced in terms of his maturity, his approach to go along with what he brings to the table physically, and he'll be a very interesting guy to follow throughout the course of this competition. But at the same time, Malik Willis will have a chance to win that job, and then you have Joey Gatewood and Corn Sandberg involved in the competition also. And with Malik, especially now going into year three, I know there are definitely some guys in that locker room that have confidence in Malik and what he brings to the table.
Okay, so over the last couple of years, obviously under Kevin Steele, the defense has been very dynamic, has been one of the best units out there on the field for this Auburn football team. How does that translate going into 2019?
Should be excellent once again. So Auburn was very fortunate. They had several guys who could have very easily decided to turn pro, decide to come back to school instead, and that puts them in a position where they should once again be very good on defense, especially getting back a guy like Derek Brown, who had legitimate late first to second round grades from the NFL. A lot of guys in that position would have decided to leave. Derek instead opts to come back to Auburn and will be the centerpiece of that defense that once again should be very good this year.
Okay, aside from the quarterback situation, where do you see the greatest question mark surrounding whichever unit, coming back in 2019?
I would say one of the big ones for me, one of the more interesting positions to track with Auburn. They need more consistent and just better overall play from the running back position. And they're going to be adding a guy now, a freshman coming in, DJ Williams, a four-star guy from Florida who, for most of the recruiting process, was not a four-star guy, was very much under the radar. Actually similar to Josh Jacobs, who just finished his career at Alabama. So Josh in high school had very limited interest in scholarship offers until like 1 month before National Signing Day, and it was similar with DJ. Actually, with both of them, where running quarterbacks in high school didn't take off until late in the recruiting process, and then with Josh, coaches started to realize just this guy is really good, and it was similar with DJ. So he was committed to Appalachian State for a while and then blew up, and Auburn, I know, was very excited to get him, and they feel like he's going to definitely be a factor in the competition for playing time at that spot.
Okay, so you've pinpointed a couple of newcomers. Who's somebody else that you really kind of have an eye on, to either a newcomer or somebody to really emerge this year that has high hopes?
Another five-star guy, so I mentioned Bo Nix, talked about a four-star guy with DJ Williams, and one of the other five-star guys for them coming in is Owen Popo, the outside linebacker, five-star outside linebacker from Georgia. So not the biggest guy in the world, but very fast, very athletic, and actually somebody on that staff compared him skill set wise to another guy who recently was very good in the SEC at linebacker, Deion Jones from LSU, who was very productive at LSU and now is very productive for the Atlanta Falcons. Smaller guy, but very fast, very athletic, and just a very good overall player. They feel like Owen has the capability, the skill set to be that same kind of guy.
Yeah, and I think he can make an early impact. I was fortunate to see him play in a high school game earlier this season. Very physical kid, as you said. Thanks so much, Matt Zenitz. He's awesome, as always, my man, Z-Man. All right, for all your Auburn Tiger updates, you can visit us on AL.com.